maybe you should kickflip that game into the dumpster.
Yeah, you could do that.
Kind of like you should do with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, or so I've heard, because I haven't heard.
Did you hear that from Lil Wayne?
Game. Yeah, Lil Wayne himself told me. He's like, "Hey man, go bye to this game, man."
Yeah. Hey, you can make your head big.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why I'm.
You can also play as Octodad.
You can.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you get 8 skateboards?
That'd be pretty cool.
I never played that game.
It was hilarious.
I played the demo.
I should have played it. Should have bought it. But
yeah,
can. I wasn't really into Tony Hawk. I played the second one. I played the fourth one. I played Underground. I played Project 8. I played
all of them but Ride.
Was Ride the one with the little
board?
The board.
That's
Does
hilarious.
anybody know how that thing worked, or like?
I think
who knows.
It looked like it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. That's the point. This did not work. But this game's getting god awful reviews. How could you screw this up?
Yeah, it's so
They
simple.
just wanted to make
it's
some
like,
money.
How? Yeah, I don't know how they messed it up, dude.
It's apparently bug. And granted, none of us have played it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm strictly going off of what people have said, and by what I've heard, I definitely don't want to play it.
I've watched some
I've
gameplay.
It looks like a buggy mess.
Yeah.
I even watching it, I watched it on Conan's Clueless Gamer, and I even knew watching then, I was like, this looks awful. When I saw it at E3, I was like, this doesn't look
Just
good.
looks like they didn't put any effort into it.
It looks like a PS2 game. It looks like it just, I don't know. Maybe it's time to just let it go.
Yeah. Well, they had one last valiant try, and they blew it.
They gave it a go.
They making any more
I can't even call
skates?
that a valiant try. They had one last attempt, and they blew it.
It wasn't even
No more
an attempt.
skates?
It was just,
Nope.
hey, let's put this out.
I thought
people
those
like
games
skateboarding.
clearly outdid
Skate
recent.
3 is extremely popular, though,
Yeah.
because PewDiePie started playing it,
Yeah.
and it is hilariously glitchy, so people are, like, buying that game now.
Mhm.
So maybe that'll...
Dude, doing
make
Hall
them
of
wanna do
Meat
I
on
love
skate
Hall of
is
Meat.
so
Yeah.
funny.
I would love a next gen Skate 4. They have to do that.
I
It's
feel
only
like
a
they
matter
would
of
have said
time.
something by now, because it's been so long since Skate 3 was announced. Or Skate.
I feel like,
since
especially
Skate
after
3
Tony
came out.
Hawk, they'll be like, all right, we'll show you how to make a skateboarding
Who makes
game.
the skate series?
EA.
Yeah, good games.
Mhm.
I like them.
Or, I mean, they published.
Skate 2 is always my favorite.
Skate 2 was awesome. That's where you could do, I think, 4 players.
Yeah.
On like Hall of Meat and the trick contest and everything.
The thing with skateboarding games is they never hold my interest for more than like an hour. I would always just rent them and be like, oh, this is cool. Or I'd play it at your house. I remember you renting Skate 3 and playing it a little bit, and I played it a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I was definitely way more into the Tony Hawk games because they had an actual story. Like, I remember Tony Hawk Underground, playing through that game. That was the game that I rented from Blockbuster for a vacation, and I said, damn, and my dad wouldn't let me play rated T games for an entire year, thanks to Tony Hawk Underground. So thanks, man. That was
American
really the last
Wasteland
one.
was always my favorite.
Yeah.
I said that in
That
our
was a good
favorite game franchises.
Is
or
that
something.
the one where they're like, no loading screens? Was it that one?
I don't think it was that one. I just remember that's the one where you could obviously create your character, and you were in Los Angeles, and you had to build your skate park.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And it was called American Wasteland.
I remember in 7th grade, people talking about that game. They're like, dude, there's no loading screens, no loading screens. And I even remember thinking at 7th grade, I'm like, you were just regurgitating what the commercial told you. Like, you're just repeating the commercial. Like, you don't know anything. I remember thinking that when I was like 12 or however old I was in 7th grade.
I wish they would make another SSX game. Did you ever play SSX Tricky? Or any
Yeah,
snowboarding games?
they made a new one for 360.
Correct. Yeah, and I actually got that. I can't remember, but I think the opening thing is you like dropped off on the top of Everest in a helicopter.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
remember watching you
Dude,
do
it's
that.
just so those games are just so crazy. Like, I love it. Like, I feel like it's snowboarding and Sunset Overdrive mixed.
Remember
like,
Arctic Storm at CC's? Was it
I
called
do.
Arctic Storm?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Or, like,
that's
blow the
right.
wind
Yeah,
in
blow
your
the
hair.
wind. You'd be on the snowmobile. I used to think that was the most intense gaming experience of my life when I was a kid.
That makes me think of that. What Call of Duty was it where you're on the snowmobile and you
Modern
almost, like,
Warfare 2.
Yep,
Yes,
classic at
that
the beginning.
was awesome.
Yeah. That's what that
was-
first footage
Isn't that
they
where you
ever
like
showed of
flew
that
through
game.
the helicopter?
Did you?
No. Not in Modern Warfare 2.
What was that?
Where you flew through a helicopter?
On a snowmobile.
Is that a movie?
It might be a movie.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I actually think
It
that's a
happened
movie.
somewhere and I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've seen that before, but
That's
it
a
does
tricky
not
stunt
happen
to
in
pull
Modern
off.
Warfare 2. But yeah, are you bummed? I know y'all skateboard. Were you
I'm not
even
bummed about it.
Excited about this?
I mean, I would have if it was good, I would have played it. But now that it's not, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I'm not gonna play it just because everyone says it sucks. Like, if it's ever at like a Redbox or if it's like super cheap one day, I might just play it just to play it. I don't know. But I mean, it's unfortunate that it's not very good because I loved the Tony Hawk games growing up. Those are some of the first games I ever played.
Pro
That was my
Skater
first.
3.
That was my first PS2 game.
Pro
was
Skater 3
Tony
was
Hawk.
awesome.
Pro Skater 2.
I remember Pro Skater 4 came out
2
when we were
wasn't on
4th or
PS2.
5th grade.
It was
and I
Underground
obsessed with it.
2.
Underground 2.
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
first PS2 game.
I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on Nintendo 64,
Yeah.
and little did I know I got shafted because the memory could not hold a lot of songs at all. So the PlayStation version is known as having like tons of amazing songs and stuff, and I didn't even know that because I didn't play it on a PlayStation.
I mean,
I had a
memory cards
PlayStation.
sucked. Remember those back in the day?
Yeah.
Speaking of memory cards, you remember when our mom surprised us with the PS2s and Spider-Man 2, or Spider-Man 1, the game for the movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, my uncle gave me his PS2 because his ex-girlfriend gave him a PS2. He didn't want it, so he gave it to me, went and bought himself a PS2. My mom rented me Spider-Man. I would play through it every day. I didn't know I had a memory card. I just thought I would play through it over and over and over again. She went and got me a memory card. I was good. I went to your house, and your mom bought you the Spider-Man game, and I was infuriated.
The only
because I
catch
only had it
was
rented.
she bought me one, but I didn't have a memory card. So I played through all the way to the part where you fight Green Goblin for the first time, like 4 times before I had a memory card. Every day I get all the way
same
to that
here.
point.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
They're just idiots.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, and it just drove me insane. I was like, this sucks. I can't beat it in one day.
Mhm.
That's
did the
before I
same
knew the
thing back
concept
when
of the
I
memory
used to
card.
play Spyro because I didn't have any memory
I
space
love Spyro,
back on
dude.
my memory cards, so I just kept playing the same parts.
I think
over
you
and
can
over again.
buy. You said you could buy a Spyro and beat it, can't you?
I have no idea.
Dude.
I know they have a few
Right.
PS1 classics, I think. So it might be one.
Talking about not being able to beat something, the hardest game I've ever played was Jedi Power Battles on PS1.
That's one of the hardest games I've ever played. I
It
think
took-
that's a
it took
world-renowned
all-
thing.
Yeah.
All 4 of us playing
World
it.
renowned.
Like once we had grown up, it took all 4 of us playing. Remember, we hooked up that PS2 in my house that night when we brought up the
Yeah, that was my
original.
PS2.
Yeah, when we brought up my original Xbox
Man, those are
as
some
well.
of the best times of my
And then
life.
we could only get to the Swamp of Naboo right after the Trade Federation ship.
Yeah.
That's all.
ridiculous, I know.
That's as far as I
Um,
could go. Is that where things would like run or something? Like the animals would like stampede or something? at
That's
one
when
part?
the animals would stampede. Then you had the protocol droids on their little stand speeders flying by.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's as far as we got. We got to like the little giant jungle lily pads we had to jump up, and we just couldn't beat it.
I know. It's
Four
just
of
like it
us.
was just so clunky and hard to figure out what you were doing.
I love
Yeah.
Star Wars. It still do, but as a kid, I like anything Jedi I could get my hand on. I would just play through that first mission and die
over and over and over
every
again,
single
yeah.
day.
I just love killing the droids.
Me too. I would go in with my sister and be like, "Which Jedi do you want to be?" And she'd always be the Adi Gallia girl with the pink looking lightsaber,
Uh-huh.
and I'd always be Obi-Wan,
Adi
of course.
Galia.
Yeah.
And then we would just go kill the
Adele
droids, and then and then we would get to the little droid factory, and we couldn't hop up.
I
and
know.
we'd
You have to
die.
hop on that thing and then hop
And,
across.
like have little elevators.
yeah.
That aggravated. That was like a dream of mine as a kid. I was like, one day maybe I'll beat that. And
Yep.
I got old enough, and it crushed me still.
I never had good luck with Star Wars games. I remember renting a lot. I remember there being a Phantom Menace game from PS1,
Played that.
Jedi Power Battles, and they're all just so hard. All
Yeah.
of them are just so hard. And
I played
just
2 good
couldn't
Star
do
Wars
it.
games.
The Obi-Wan standalone title is the whole reason I even looked at an Xbox. I remember walking by, what was it, EB Games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was walking by EB Games in the mall, and I was like, I'm still a freak about Obi-Wan. I see it in the green casing,
Mhm.
and I told my dad, I was like, I have to have that game. And he's like, you have to have an Xbox to play that. It's only for that. So that Christmas, they bought me an Xbox and that Obi-Wan game. And I couldn't beat that either. I got to the first level. I finished like the training stuff with Obi-Wan on Coruscant. Couldn't get past the first level. Then like 3 years later.
Of course, when you're at that age, you just kind of don't.
You
even
just
pay attention.
accept
You're
it.
just like, I just want to play.
And then a few
Yeah.
years later, I get on. I was like in the 8th grade or something, and I get back on it, and I found out that I just ran past all the bad guys, got on the ship, and went to the next level, and then eventually beat the game. And I was like,
It's that simple
it really-
usually.
it
Don't you
really-
fight like Darth Maul at the end?
You do, and that is awesome. And that's
Oh,
actually
sure.
you can play multiplayer on that and play as different characters and all fight each other because
That's
the
awesome.
stick was
Yeah,
the
lightsaber.
lightsaber.
That's cool.
That game was absolutely
Man,
amazing.
that's some innovation back in that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was an awesome game.
Did you guys ever play either of the Knights of the Old Republic games?
I played through both of them, and they were
Those
fantastic.
were
I played through a
games.
little bit of
I
the
only
second
finished
one.
the first one, but
Second one was awesome.
yeah, I played a
too.
little bit of the second one.
I got my
Those were great,
lightsaber in the first game.
which was actually a cool.
Those
moment.
games actually are what got me going on that type of gaming because I tried playing the first KOTOR and I like couldn't stand it. And then years later, I was like, I love Star Wars too much not to like get a new story. So I just made myself play through it. Then somebody gave me KOTOR 2 for the original Xbox and I played through that. Luckily, that one's backwards compatible for the 360, so you can actually play KOTOR 2 on the 360.
Unfortunately, they didn't age very well.
You can get KOTOR on iPad or iPhone.
Really?
Yeah,
That is
the first one.
So
I
funny.
kind of want to do that.
Yeah.
That is so fun.
I think it's like $10.
I don't think anything will ever beat the Jedi Outcast series when you're. I think it was the second one where you play as Kyle Katarn, and then after that it was Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
Those games were so much fun. You could be your own Jedi in Academy and like make your own lightsabers and your own outfits and everything.
Me and Preston would duke it out for hours on that. We
Did you
played
ever
Capture the Flag.
Did you ever play? Y'all play online?
Yeah.
We would play split screen on GameCube and for
GameCube.
hours.
God, that was a thing.
What was that map we played on? That was like a big factory.
Yeah, there was just bridges.
Yeah.
We needed a bridge and just like run
duke
at
it
each
out.
other.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Do you
I just
remember-
remember smashing the right trigger, just like
Yeah.
just to attack.
I'm trying to think. There was I think it was an Xbox only game, but Republic Commando. Did you ever play that where you played as
I
a
never
clone
played
trooper?
it 'cause that was an
That was an
Xbox game.
awesome shooter. You went in
Yeah.
with like your
I've
whole
heard it
like
was
troop
good.
of commandos and just destroyed people.
Yeah, it's like a tactical shooter.
It's
but
yeah,
Star
it
Wars.
was cool.
That'd be well, kind of like it'd be like Halo now.
We got on Battlefront too, not too long ago over at Evans when we were still rocking the 360 on the flat screen. Do you remember that? Were you there that night we got on it?
Which one?
Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that game is still like an absolute blast, and especially when
Battlefront, man, the beta starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
It's too bad
Starts
I don't have
this
the
week.
next gen console.
Evan does. Hop over there.
So go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're there all the time anyway.
I'm gonna have to buy an Xbox One here soon. Play Halo.
It actually doesn't even matter if you give me your PS4 until I can get a TV. I don't have a TV.
Yeah,
You can build one.
I got that.
Yeah.